Coleman here from Be Modern Meditation. Now, I wanted to pop in because in my meditation community today, in my membership, the meditation that we did this afternoon was about softening and letting go in our body. And the reason for that and what the way it came about was because I was reflecting on how we kind of, our bodies a little bit like a soldier standing to attention. You know, when you see that, you know, in the military, they've got to stand until whoever's in charge gives them permission to be at ease. And they might have to stand there for hours on end, and they stand and they stand and then at ease. And our bodies are a bit like that too. And I realized that I was doing that today, that I was, because I wasn't really paying attention to my body, I didn't notice that everywhere actually, little pockets in my body were holding on. And even as you're listening to me right now, if you just tune in for a second to your body, just notice any areas that are actually standing to attention. So maybe even your toes kind of slightly clenching in your shoes or against the floor. Maybe your hands, your fingers are kind of not just completely loose and relaxed, they're just gripping a little bit. Maybe your jaw, this can be another really common one. And maybe even your eye sockets. You know, there can be some really surprising places. Now, obviously, the big hitters like our shoulders, like our bellies, we're kind of used to noticing the tension there. It kind of doesn't mean that we don't get sort of oblivious to it and sit with tension, but actually, when we look for the sort of hidden sort of spots, like in our, even like your thighs, you know, as you're sitting in a chair, are you slightly gripping? Maybe you're just tensing your ankles even. When we find those more subtle places that we're standing to attention, we don't have to do anything. It's not about forcing our body to relax, but just by noticing. And if you're doing this now, you might find that as I'm talking about this, you're naturally paying attention to the areas I mention. And if it is tense, that noticing is enough for it to go, oh, I need to hold on. And it can be a really useful way of reducing the amount of stress that accumulates through your day. So even if it's just odd moments during your day, you just check in with, are there any sneaky holding on parts of my body? You can find that actually, oh, yeah, there is. And it just lets go and dissolves. And that little micro reset, and I talk a lot about micro moments, but this is probably the most micro of micro moments, just literally, where am I tense right now? Where am I holding on? And questions can be quite useful for that. So asking yourself a question can be really useful. And in fact, when we had a conversation after our meditation, I was chatting with one of the members, and for her, her breath is a really good way of knowing whether she's tense, you know, because sometimes body connection can feel quite tricky. Hi, Yusuf is joining me. Say hello if you're here. Tosa doesn't always tell me when you say hello either, which doesn't help. But when you're, one of the questions you can ask yourself is, how am I breathing? Because how am I breathing means where am I breathing in my body? Because when I'm stressed and I am standing to attention, it's up here. You know, and if you imagine, I mean, even if I do this right now, take a few breaths like this, actually, if you're with me, you can feel it actually almost makes you feel stressed, doesn't it? And that's because it's all linked to, hi, Natalie, there's all linked to the way our body experiences stress. So if I ask myself the question, where am I breathing? Natalie, do say in the comments, where are you breathing right now? If just by noticing that and just giving myself permission to breathe a little bit more deeply, a little more slowly down into my belly, it just shifts my physiology. So asking yourself, you know, where am I hiding tension? What am I feeling right now? Asking yourself, where am I breathing right now? Just little tiny ways that you can weave this sort of pattern of checking in with yourself into your day. And you can try things like, you know, maybe popping a post-it note somewhere that you go in your house, you know, saying, how am I breathing today? Or is there anywhere, am I soft in my body? You know, just coming up with a phrase that works for you, because it's that remembering, isn't it? A lot of the time, you know, we get to the end of the day and we've just forgotten to do that. We've forgotten to check in with ourselves. And unless we do that checking in, we don't take the action we need. So when I check in and I realize, oh, hang on, I need a break. That micro moment of interrupting the stress really changes things. So I just thought I'd drop that in here because, as I said, it came up in our practice today in our community. Natalie, maybe you've got to catch up with that now because you're in the community, and it can be really useful, even if you don't have a sit down formal practice. Asking yourself those questions, that is like a mini meditation practice in and of itself. So let me go. Let me go. I'm going to go. Let me know how that lands for you. Let me know if that resonates, or if just by listening to this, you've noticed sort of little pockets of hidden tension. I'd love to hear from you. So have a great afternoon. I am going to go. Going to go outside and chase the sunshine now. See you soon. Bye.